passion for great wine sparked Kari Auringer's desire to be a winemaker, and it took her all the way from Madison to Napa Valley, California.
Kari was born and raised in Madison. She is the winemaker for the Napa-based Silver Trident Winery and creates ultra-premium wines from some of the best vineyards in Napa and Sonoma County. And Kari is back home this week for a visit. Your family is still here.
They are.
Your
they
mother
all live
Ruth
here.
is watching.
Hi, Mom.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
So how did this journey, how did you end up there?
Well, I actually went to Dallas first when I left Madison. I graduated from high school. I actually got a degree from the Madison College in advertising and design and illustration, and went down to Dallas and started a business down there doing ad agency work. And really how I got into wine is I was having to entertain clients at lunches and dinners, and they would hand me the wine list as the host. And I looked at that and I thought, oh, I really do need to figure this out. Like, I need to figure out how to order wine, you know, and pair with the food. So that sort of started me on my journey. I'd go to the wine stores and I'd buy some wines and I'd take them home and taste them, and really kind of started to figure it out. Bought a bottle here and a bottle there, and before you know it, you have a collection, right? Anything you can't drink that night is a cellar, right?
Right.
But how do you go from being a wine lover to a winemaker? That's a whole different thing, isn't it?
Maybe I was naive and I thought, this is really delicious, but how hard could it be to make? So
It turns out. Yeah.
So I found out. And actually what I did when I first moved to San Francisco, I had an opportunity to come out here during the whole .com thing. And I thought, this is great. I'll be a millionaire and I'll buy a vineyard and I'll be able to make wine. And of course, I don't have a vineyard. That's really not how that went. But I did actually buy half a ton of grapes and a book on how to make wine.
Really?
And that's actually how it started. And
So how did you end up
fun.
at Silver Trident?
Luck, as it often is,
Right.
and timing. But a mutual friend of ours, Bob Bender and Walter own the winery, and a mutual friend of ours said, hey, I've got some friends of mine that actually have a vineyard and they're going to need to make some wine, and you're a winemaker. And so I met with them and it just clicked. And it was just... And we started making Cabernet in '09.
So what is your job as a winemaker?
From the vineyard to the bottle is my job, actually, and that's actually one of my favorite parts, is being out in the vineyard, working with the growers. We contract our grapes, so we've got long-term agreements with the growers, and they grow the grapes exactly how we want, and that's my job, to actually communicate what we're trying to do and the style of wines we're trying to make. Wow. And then through harvest, and then in the winery, it's very hands-on. Actually, we're tiny. We make 2,500 cases, and so it is really hands-on. And I know people think about, well, that Lucy and Ethel in the grape. Yeah, I do that.
Stomp on the grapes?
I do. Yeah, there's times that I do. Actually, with the Pinot Noir, we do that. And so there is a time when that happens. So right through bottling, and then occasionally, luckily, I get to come out to Madison and meet with people who actually are buying the wines and enjoying the wines, and that's what I was doing today. Actually, I was out with one of our sales reps. And
What's the most critical step in winemaking? Is it the grain of the grapes?
I think it's the grapes. Always, yes. And we're lucky. We really have some of the best fruit sources in Napa Valley and a little bit in Sonoma, where the Pinot comes from, and that is it. You need great grapes. Yeah. And so it's, if you get the grapes right, honestly, the rest of my job's pretty easy. Don't tell anybody.
These are some of the different varieties you make. How many different wines do you make at Trident?
We make 5 different wines. So we do a Sauvignon Blanc, and then the Rosé, which I brought today, if you actually want to taste some of the Rosé. This is our 2017 Rosé Pinot Noir. Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome home.
Thank
great
you so
to
much.
have you back in Madison.
It's always great to be back.
Next time, let's do this segment in Napa.
I think so.
I would drink to that, too.
So you should swirl it around a little bit.
I give it a little swirl just to kind of let it open up a little bit and have the aromas come up.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, there's so much to learn about wine.
It's made. This is made from 100% Pinot Noir. This is from Mendocino, a little Potter Valley, and we call this actually Apollo's Folly, because we're actually a winery that will take red grapes, Pinot Noir grapes, and actually make a rosé out of it and charge half the price. Like, who does that? Right? Well, we do, because we love it.
It is. That's a great,
great
taste.
That's
and
very good.
And we grow this. This is a part where the vineyard's important. We actually grow this specifically for rosé. It's picked a little bit earlier. It's got a little more acidity, a little less alcohol, and so a little lighter in color.
Can people buy these wines in Madison?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we've been working on. We actually make really a very tiny bit. It mostly goes direct to our consumers, but we are in Madison, and probably because I live here, I'm not sure exactly, but I bet it is. Yeah, so we have it. We've got some great places that carry the wine. Delaney's has it. Quivey's Grove has it. Rare has it on their wine list.
Do any liquor stores have it? Can you buy a bottle? Or?
Not yet. We're working on that.
Okay.
We're working on that. Yeah.
Reason to go to Raw, I guess. Have some fun.
Well,
good wine.
it's so inspiring to just see how you sort of, started a whole new career and followed your passion.
Well,
that's very inspiring.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's fun, and I changed careers later in life, and so I actually like to think that you can, like, if that's do what you love, right? And I thought, Julia Child actually started cooking when she was 40.
That's right.
And that turned out okay for her.
Yeah, that worked out.
That's right.
So that's what I was thinking.
Congratulations.
Thank
Welcome
you.
home.
Continued success. Great to see you, Kari.
Very much.
Thank you so
for
much.
having me. I
Cheers.
appreciate it.
Cheers.
We'll be right back with the final check of your forecast.